Hey y'all, Michael Lunsford here, Citizens for New Louisiana. We had some drama this week, and I wanted to address it. I know I'm letting this go a little longer than I normally would, but we had someone attack our Secretary of State verbally or on social media, and she responded to it. So let me read to you her response, and then I'm going to share with you what was said, and then I'm going to show you how it was not correct. Are you ready for this? All right. Secretary of State says, posts like this are why you should get the facts about elections from our office. An individual's registration number is specific to the parish in which they're registered. Louisiana's elections are safe and secure. To learn more, visit govote.com. Hashtag trusted info. So the question I got back was, what does that mean that the registration number is specific to parish? How does that address the deeper question, which was posed by these individuals that really aren't computer people? Let me read you what they said. Over 31,000 Louisiana voters with duplicate voter registration ID numbers. Louisiana, are you okay with that? And then they tagged the Attorney General, they tagged Secretary of State, they tagged Jeff Landry, the governor. Data is from the SOS, or Secretary of State. And then a bunch of more hashtags, and then they tagged a few other folks. You know, one thing I want to mention with all this is who they didn't tag. They didn't tag me. And the reason is because I've already addressed this with them personally. And yet, they keep spilling this stuff. Now, they went on and they had comments, and I have all the comments they made here, because when she said it was bad information, they had to go and try to justify their information. But that's not important. What is important is how this all works. So they said there's 31,000 duplicates. Well, let's look at the data. How about it? So here we are. This is MySQL Workbench. I loaded this on my computer for the express purpose of showing this to you, which may also explain why it took me a couple of days to get to this. Then I had to load the database with all of the voter file. This is the most recent voter file from August 2024. This is almost as recent as real time. It's just a few weeks old, and these cycle out every month. There's a new version of this that comes out. So this is the current one. Now I'm going to launch this because it takes it a minute to run. But let's look at what does this script do. So I'm asking, and by the way, this is the incorrect way to do this. I'm showing you this to explain why they got their result, and I'm going to get a different result. So select registration number, and I have first name, last name, and parish on here just because I like to see other things other than just a number. From voter data, which is the database, and voters August 2024 is the table, which is the voter file. Group by registration number. Now what that does is it consolidates all duplicate registration numbers into a single registration number. It also has some side effects in that it doesn't present you with all of the names that are consolidated, but we're not worried about that. I'm worried about counting right here, having a count of greater than 1, which means if you have a registration number that exists more than once in the database, I want you to count it and tell me. Now here's the list that it gave me right here. So I didn't run a count to give me the number, but we can look down here and we see, look at this, we have 30,495 rows. So the information they put out to the public seems to be accurate. However, I know how the database works. Let me show you this. So this is a little map I have of our area codes in the state of Louisiana. If you look at, here's 318, 337, 225, 985, 504. All of these area codes exist in the state of Louisiana. The way they're searching the database is, I want to know if there's a duplicate 7-digit phone number in the entire state of Louisiana. And of course there's going to be duplicates because you didn't account for the area code. So, I mean, this is pretty rudimentary stuff. So let's look at, let's do this query again. So we're back to the database, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the area code. So there's the area code. Now in order for this to work right, I have to do a little database magic. And basically what that does is it combines these two fields together to give you like an area code phone number so that we can count to see if there's a duplicate. Now, in order to count to see if there's a duplicate, I have to name this field. So I'm just going to call it reg because it's a registration number that includes both the area code and phone number. We also have to change the group by here to reg because that's how database stuff works. Now, I've already hit run on this to see what kind of results we get back. It'll take a moment. Now, here we go. So there's nothing here for us to look at. If we go down here, 0 rows return. So when I combine the area code here with the telephone number here, there are no duplicates statewide. And that is how all of this works. The motive is we don't like her, we're going to go after her, we're going to chase her around, we're going to say things that aren't true, that we know aren't true, because I told them they're not true. Maybe they don't believe me, maybe they're, I don't know. But the fact is, this has come up multiple times, it's been explained multiple times. That's all I can do. So hopefully this is helpful to you. I want you to be aware of it, so if you see it online, you know it's a bunch of hooey. If you have questions, reach out to us. Right here at Citizens for Louisiana, we've got a phone number, we've got an email address. I would love to have a conversation with you. You can comment in the video, whatever platform it's in. I usually get a copy of it so I can respond. But that's what's going on with this Nancy Landry, Secretary of State stuff. She's doing a fabulous job. They're just, they're just doing what they do. We've got some other stuff coming up soon. We're going to have to address this library issue. We've had a lot of victories in the library front I need to tell you about. Also, this Supreme Court appeal from that librarian, Banana Jones, is up. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. But that's coming up soon. So stay tuned. It'll be fun.